Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Falah and I moved to Bangkok, Thailand back in late 2023. I've been traveling Southeast Asia now for a year and a half, and Bangkok happens to be home base. The longer I stay here, the more I learn about Thailand, and a lot of people are reaching out to me now and asking me questions about travel, accommodation information, and so on. So I plan to post videos frequently with information, hopefully a few videos per week here for a while, to help people out in their travels and make things a little bit less stressful and help you save a little bit of money and avoid the scams and so on and so forth.
This video is brought to you by RFG Coverage, insurance that's right for you. Keep your loved ones protected and give them the coverage they deserve.
The reason you probably came to this video today is because you are thinking about going to Thailand. Maybe you already booked a flight and you just found out that everybody that is not of Thai nationality is required on arrival to fill out a TDAC. Well, what is a TDAC? The digital version of what used to be, I believe, the TM6, which is a handwritten arrival card. You may have noticed if you traveled here in 2024 that at a period of time in early 2024, they actually temporarily discontinued use of the TM6 because it was causing a lot of congestion issues in the airport. The tourism in Bangkok and Thailand in general is insane now. Tourism, let's go. Let's keep it going, guys. But yes, things need to change to help make the process at the airport faster and the immigration a little bit more convenient. Because some people, if they have a bad experience with immigration process, they might not come back again. So that's why Thailand is adopting the TDAC, the Thailand Digital Arrival Card. And I want to go over today some of the basic information that you can expect that you're going to need to fill out on this card. So let's go over those things now. So basically, I'm going to post a direct link to the arrival card information where you can go to fill out your card and where you can go to update and edit information if you've already filled out an arrival card. It does give you the option to go back and make changes and get a new QR code. So here you can see I'm on the website, and the first page is basically pretty general information. It's asking you, what is your passport number? What is your name? What is your date of birth? What is your gender? And so on. You'll notice that there's a field for visa number, but a lot of people are not required to have a visa. If you're coming from America or even places like Laos and some other places, you can show up without a visa and you can stay 30, 60, even 90 days without a visa. It is not a required field. So if you don't have a visa number, you can leave it blank. All the required fields are going to have the small star next to them. Those are the fields that need to be filled out in order for you to continue on. Once you get to page 2, you're going to see that this is travel information and accommodation information. Basically, they just want to know, are you coming in by air, water, or land? So plane, bus, train, so on, maybe a boat, whatever. And they're going to want, if you have a flight number or if you have a ship number or whatever it may be, they're going to ask you for your incoming information and your departure information. They want to see that you have some sort of intent to leave Thailand and not overstay your welcome time here. But in the past, they've never necessarily required a departure flight when you would come. But remember, some airlines are going to ask for that information because they can be held financially liable for you if you don't have a departure flight and you are denied access into Thailand. So I always suggest people get a cancelable flight out, and if they want to make an adjustment to it later, they can. So accommodation information is going to be stuff like, where are you staying? Is it a hotel, Airbnb? They're not necessarily going to ask you of all these different sorts of accommodation types, but if it's an Airbnb or hotel or whatever, you're just going to put in your address, you're going to put in the province that you're staying in, and so on. And it's more of a security reason. If they ever do need to come in contact with you for any reason, they're going to have a general idea of where you could potentially be found. So once you've confirmed all that information is correct on page 2, click continue, and you'll be brought to page 3. This is the health declaration page. They're kind of looking for people that have traveled to what they would consider to be a high-risk country in the last couple of weeks, or even people that live in a high-risk country. You're going to be forwarded to a page that is going to ask for vaccination information. This is not going to be everybody. Not everybody's required to have certain vaccinations, but certain countries do, because, in certain parts of the world, there are viruses and diseases that are at alarming rates, like yellow fever, for example. If you're coming from America, you don't have to worry about that right now, because America is not considered a high risk, so you're not going to have to provide any sort of vaccination proof. But that is another hurdle, as you may call it, to some of you that are coming from those areas. So definitely do your research prior and see if you may potentially be required to have a vaccination. And if you are, do it sooner than later, just so you're not doing it last minute and feeling overwhelmed and feeling stressed. Once you have reviewed all the information and you have confirmed that everything is accurate and you're ready to submit it, I want you to review the terms and conditions and then accept or agree to them, and then you can submit. You will then be issued a one-time QR code that will be usable on the day that you chose as your day of arrival, and it will be usable for that day only and for one time only. Also, a very important piece of information. This is the information that is being a little bit misadvertised in a way. You're supposed to submit the TDAC within 72 hours of your arrival. A lot of people have read the immigration website, and I don't blame them, because when I read it, it's a little bit kind of questionable in terms of wording. Depends on who you are and so on. But a lot of people are reading it and they're assuming you're supposed to do it 72 hours at least in advance. So do it 2 weeks, do it a month ahead of time. But no, that's not the case. It's within 72 hours or less of when you're going to arrive. So if you're going to arrive in Thailand in 20 hours, you can fill out the TDAC now. If you're gonna arrive in 71 hours, you can fill it out now. But if you're gonna arrive in a week, you have to wait. So keep that in mind. So hopefully this video will be helpful to those of you that are interested in coming to Thailand and are concerned about the TDAC process. It's very easy, straightforward process. There's no difficult questions. It's all information that you should have readily available from your booking. So just jump online, fill it out, get your QR code, and head on over here and have a good time. Thanks, and see you next time.